My name is Ahmed Pierstorff. I've been a nurse with Providence for, I think, going on 20 or so years, and currently working in palliative care, doing telephonic work almost exclusively. So it is a unique privilege to actually get into conversation with somebody who is newer to the organization that I've heard a good deal about but haven't actually had the privilege of speaking with. So really, really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Ahmed. My name is Sham. I have been here only for 1 year with Providence. I am currently a grad student at ASU. I'm studying to become a genetic counselor, inshallah, meaning God willing. So I'm planning to hopefully learn from the experiences of being here in the intake office, deal with patients over the phone, before I could take the next step of actually becoming a clinical genetic counselor.
We're about 6 weeks out, I think, from the 9th lunar month of the Islamic calendar, Ramadan. One of the privileges actually in speaking with you is, although I am sure as large an organization as Providence is, I haven't had the opportunity to really engage with members of my faith community within the organization in the run-up to Ramadan, which is a really, really important month for us. The obligations of the month of Ramadan have an effect on the work that we do, and it's something that I'm actually really looking forward to sharing with you as we approach that time.
Oh, definitely. I feel like to many non-Muslims, they always think of like, oh, I'm sorry that you have to do Ramadan, where in reality for us Muslims specifically, I can't wait till the countdown, starts getting smaller and smaller till Ramadan happens. It's more of a blessing than it is, a punishment.
Ramadan is a hugely communal experience for Muslims. One of the things that kind of powers us through the day is the reality that our abstinence is in solidarity. Muslims throughout the world are all engaged in this sort of struggle against appetites. That communal piece, while it offers a number of benefits, has also been a point of distraction for me. Things like getting to bed early or not wanting to overdo it. One of the things that's really important about the fasting body is that you treat it with some respect. People fast all day and then they approach their evening meal understandably hungry. There's a tendency to overdo it. And if you're hosting people, you want to be a good host. You put out all kinds of offerings and it gets to be quite lavish. The pandemic really allowed me to be left alone in that respect. I've really enjoyed that.
For me, especially on the weekends, the biggest thing that I struggle with is the lack of sleep. It's just 30 days or 29 days depending on the year. We only have 30 days to actually double the reward that we're getting for fasting and for doing the good deeds that we're supposed to be doing. For me specifically, I love to do mosque hopping. So at night, we pray Tarawih, which is 8 or 20 prayers that we do. I try to go to a different mosque every night. And those prayers last anywhere between around 9 p.m. until about 11 p.m. Even through the pandemic, many mosques still kept their outside area open so that we could still go and experience that. For my family growing up, it was kind of more of an obligation. It was something that is so special and we only get to do once a year that we like to take advantage of doing it every single night. My mosque specifically, I go to the Islamic Center of Hawthorne. I grew up at that mosque and I'm one of the youth leaders there. So we organize community iftars. Now, I know you're saying, being in solitude really hit different these past 2 years because of COVID. And I definitely agree with you. It was a totally different experience that I thought I would never, ever have to deal with because we're so used to having iftar all together with like huge communities and meet up and have all of these people invite us over and we go to other people's houses. But in 2020 and in 2021, we had to limit our access to seeing others. But for me personally, I only like that when it came time for prayer. When we would break our fast, I really miss the community iftars that we would do. So my mosque does this community iftar every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, and the last 10 days. So we have about 300, 400 people kind of show up in the outside basketball courts. We set up chairs, we set up tables, and me, along with the rest of the youth, all pass out the soup, the lentil soup that always is, accustomed to Ramadan, dates with milk to follow the teachings of Prophet Muhammad. And then we pass out the main course of salad, some sort of meat with veggies, rice, and then desserts. And we have like Arabic desserts like baklava, and we pass them out so that we're feeding 400 people, and it's all for free. It's open to the community, anyone who would like to come. But our priority is for the people that are fasting. I really missed that in the past 2 years.
I'm curious. I was born and raised in Southern California.
My family is all Syrian. We have my grandparents and my aunts and my uncles and my cousins, and it's only my parents here. We have no relatives at all in the United States. My dad moved here when he was like 25, 26, got married to my mom back home, and he brought her here too. Ever since then, we've been here. So I've never experienced Ramadan back home. Any Muslim country back home has that experience of everyone breaking their fast and all the stores closing together. We have to build that sense of community for ourselves.